but I just wanted to quickly talk about one of my many, there's about 5 or 6 different projects that have come from the notion of the div. And I'm going to a conference in the autumn, which I can never work out how. It's an abbreviation, so how do you pronounce an abbreviation? You know, I think it's called ICEA 2009. Which I can get the year. I can pronounce the year. I think that's really easy. But one of the notions that I'm putting in there is this notion of this dyslexic building. I've been in conversation with an architect for the last 2 or 3 years as part of my my kind of creative engagement process, part of my planning consultancy work, part of my public art, and just generally because we kind of get on and have silly conversations. And we started with this thing. What do you know? What would a dyslexic building be like? Then we went, no, not a building for dyslexics, a dyslexic building. A building that is dyslexic inherently. And then we started talking about this notion of the impossible brief. But of course the spell check on my computer came up with imposable. And the architect loved that. The imposable brief, that's even better, you know. And then we kind of started, and I've kind of taken this away again and started playing with this again and ended up with this kind of notion of memory, that this is the building at the moment. I think it may have been influenced by the Death Star, but you know, I am of that generation. So it's this kind of like, this is the surface here, you can see the surface, the memories, the instinctive kind of qualities on the outside of the building, this kind of central core here. There's no up or down. The deeper you go down into the information, you could always fall out the other side as well. Not quite. I'm not quite sure how big or whether it has a volume as such. I suspect it doesn't actually have a volume. It just kind of continues kind of folding out. But there's a whole load of other kind of practical ideas that I'm looking at as well. And one of the things that's coming back a lot at the moment is actually this notion of how do dyslexic tutors and dyslexic students write their thesis, do their paperwork, within the system. And actually I think the thing is that there are all of these answers out there and they're all being generated by people who aren't fluent, who aren't moving in these spaces. And actually that's an incredible resource waiting to be kind of tapped into.